greatest ever fight.
His second world title defence, but the first in his home city. And it was Callum Smith's quick 1-2s that allowed him to make his mark early on against John Ryder.
Starts off pretty well, it was going kind of how I expected it. I knew I had a big height advantage and I needed to just use my skills and keep it long, and I always felt I was ahead because of the early rounds that I won, and I always thought the decision was the right decision in the end.
That end couldn't come soon enough though, as Callum couldn't stop John Ryder coming forward.
It wasn't the best performance. I allowed John to close the space down a little bit too easy and smother my work and stop me working up close, and the fight ended up a lot closer than what I imagined and a lot closer than a lot of other people imagined. I was a massive favourite going in.
Callum got the win, but the scorecards caused some controversy.
Do you think that you deserve a bit more credit, you and Joe as well, obviously your trainer, for the fact that you did get the job done, but that's been made by, what people are saying online, for example?
If I'd have won it with 3 close scorecards, I don't think there would have been much of a fuss. I think it was more the wide scorecard. People think I'd won before I'd stepped in the ring and stuff, and it doesn't really give a true reflection on the fight.
Callum sustained the first cut of his career during the bout. Call in famous cutsman Mick Williamson, who stitched up Manchester's Ricky Hatton once or twice.
I always use him, and he's always good to have but not need. This time I needed him for the first time in my career, and I think he earned his money, but it'll stand me in good stead in the future. If I do get cut again, I know I can deal with it.
He's been matched with some of the biggest names in the middleweight division, but Callum thinks 2020 is going to be his year.
I believe I can beat anyone in the world at 168 pounds, and hopefully 2020 will be the year that I prove that. Now I just want the big fights, and if some of them are at light heavyweight, then of course I'd move up. I believe I'm big enough and good enough to move up to 175 and compete at world level there and become a world champion. And I talk about goals I've set myself. Being a 2-8 world champion is something I would like to try and achieve.
So the countdown is on to find out who Callum will face next, but there's a small matter of Christmas to get out of the way first.
I've got a massive family, with a very close-knit family, and it's going to be my first family with Christmas with my little girl, so I'm looking forward to just having a bit of time off, let my injuries heal up, and then switch back onto boxing in the new year.
No matter how Callum gets on from here, he's always going to be #1 with his daughter. Mohammed Salim Patel, BBC North West Tonight.